Create an amazing future. Create an amazing future. Sandy Campbell.
About a year ago, I gave a speech that talked about how we create the future events in our lives by what we have in our minds today. What we think about, we bring about. And I quoted Abraham Lincoln saying, all that we have is a result of what we have thought. Tonight I'd like to expand on, in that speech I gave several practical actions of what you could do to become a more effective creator of your future. So tonight I'd like to expand on one of those actions, and that's the idea of using affirmations to create your amazing future. Mr. MC, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. Affirmations, or some people call them intentions, are simple statements that help us focus on what it is that we want to create in our future and keep those in our mind. So think about something that you want to have or have happen in your future. Maybe you're looking for a new job. Maybe you're looking for the perfect school to send your children to. Maybe you're looking for a new car. Maybe you just want to feel healthier or feel at peace. Create a statement that affirms that desire and begin repeating that statement, using it over and over again in your daily life. Think about it before you go to bed at night. Think about it when you wake up in the morning, when you're driving, when you're eating, when you're working, all the time. Keep that statement in the forefront of your mind, and that's what's going to create your amazing future. I use affirmations all the time, so I'm going to give you several examples of just in my recent experience where I have used affirmations. Back in October, I needed to sell my mom's house. Well, it's not a very good real estate market right now. It's pretty tough out there. But I needed to sell it, and I needed to sell it quick. So, got out a little sticky paper, and this is the actual sticky paper. It's been up on my monitor of my computer ever since October. And it simply says, I intend to sell Mom's house quickly, under grace, and for a fair price. And I had that in front of me all day long, every day. Well, we had somebody come by in December to take a look. They came back in January to ask more questions. February 1st, we got an offer. February 25th, we signed papers. And I sold my mom's house quickly, under grace, and for a fair price to both buyer and seller. About 4 years ago, in my job, I was really quite frustrated. I was not where I wanted to be. In fact, I really didn't want a job. I wanted to work for myself. But I thought, well, let me sit down and think about what do I want with this job. So I wrote down, again on a card, I wrote down, I appreciate my job with IBM and all that it provides. And I intend for it to be a pleasant experience until I can replace it with income from my other businesses and my investments. Well, within 2 months of writing that down, and again, having it in front of me, repeating it, I started a new, they moved me to a new department under a woman named Barbara. She lives up in Washington, D.C., and she is by far one of the most pleasant people that you'd ever want to work with or work for. She appreciates everything that I do. She's rewarded me. It has been a pleasant experience for the past 4 years. Another example, about that same time, I was needing to refinance my house. I was in one of those ugly variable rate mortgages that was varying upward, and they're tough to get out of. So again, I decided to write down what it is I wanted to create in my future. I wrote down, I am creating my perfect mortgage. And within 2 months, I had found the right guy, helped me find the right bank, that helped me find the right rate, and I created my perfect mortgage very quickly and was able to get that behind me. One last example, and this is 20 years ago. I was taking a business class with my brother, and we learned about how to create a vision for your business and your goals. And one of the exercises was to draw a picture of your goals. Well, in that exercise, my brother actually drew a house surrounded by trees, has a stream in the back. The stream is dammed up to create a pond. There's ducks on the pond, there's a little dock there. There's deer in the woods, it's a very nice place, and he gave it to me, and he said, wrote on the back of it, he says, "You will live here someday." And I thought, yeah, I love that place, I want to live there someday. So I kept it in my mind, but the piece of paper, I filed it away, didn't give it any more thought, until a few years ago when I was moving into my current home, and I happened to come across this piece of paper, "You will live here someday." And I realized the house I was buying has surrounded by trees, has a stream in the back, it's dammed up to create a pond, there's geese on the pond. What he drew is what I bought. So it's sort of a visual affirmation, and it certainly was a mental affirmation over the years as I was hoping to move into someday living there. Earl Nightingale once said, "Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will create our reality." So I urge each of you to plant in your mind that whatever it is that you want to create in your future, nurture it with repetition and emotion and create your reality, and you will create an amazing future. Mr. MC?